name is Scott Willey. Thank you for tuning into the channel. If you're thinking about making the move to Salt Lake City, Utah, or the surrounding areas, make sure to check out the description below for all of our contact information. We would love to help you make your smooth transition to Salt Lake City, Utah. All right, so from someone that didn't necessarily grow up in Salt Lake City, Utah, I know a lot of people are thinking about moving here, don't quite understand the different areas surrounding Salt Lake City. So let's talk about a general overview of Lehi, Utah. So right now we're kind of on the border between Utah County and Salt Lake County. Lehi is the first major town you're gonna get to once you go south down I-15 into Utah County. Now, Utah County is much more rural than you would think of downtown Salt Lake City, but I gotta tell you, Lehi is one of those places that has just about everything you can imagine in a single location. So if you want downtown shopping centers like where we are now, if you want family-friendly neighborhoods with high-rated school districts, if you want lots of outdoor activities and things to do, I mean, just looking around me, we're at the Traverse Mountain Shopping Center. Anytime you have the word mountain in the title, you know you're gonna have some pretty scenic views. So we're surrounded by the Timpanogos and the Wasatch Mountains. And then just on the other side, we have the Utah County Lake. Traverse Mountain Shopping Outlet is one of the major shopping centers in Lehi. We're actually up on Traverse Mountain, so when we go outside, you can see the entire valley. You have views of the mountains, and you have just about every major brand or company you can think of in this one outlet. So very popular location for people to come and hang out, especially days like today. Now, because the population in Lehi is so young, it makes sense that you have these massive shopping centers for people to come hang out. It tends to be a very family-friendly and family-oriented place to live. And you also have a ton of industry to include all this retail space. So the Traverse Mountain Outlet's definitely a place you want to come check out if you're thinking about moving to the Lehi area. All right, so let's talk about some 5 pros and 5 cons of living in Lehi, Utah. It was very easy to come up with the 5 pros and very difficult to come up with the 5 cons because there's really not a whole lot to complain about living and moving to Lehi, Utah. But let's talk about pro number 1, which is the overall job opportunities and economy. Not only is this one of the fastest growing areas, but you have tons of companies moving here from out of state. And it's been very easy for most people to find a job and to find an industry to work in because there's just so much diversity in the economy here. Pro number 2 is the outdoor recreation availability. You have tons of parks, you have tons of things to do outside. If you enjoy the outdoor recreation, Lehi is definitely the place you want to live. We're super close to Utah Lake as well as the Wasatch Mountains, and you have tons of parks, baseball fields, and all kinds of outdoor recreational activities to hang out with family, have picnics in the park. Pro number 3, it's a very family-oriented community in town. Lehi has a ton of public schools that are highly rated. It also tends to have relatively low crime stats, which is a very important aspect if you're thinking about moving or relocating to an area with your family. All right, number 4 is the quality education. Now, we've talked about how great the school district is and that it's highly rated, but you also have a ton of local universities, so it tends to be a very education-based community as well. You've got BYU close by, Utah Valley University, and just a bunch of schools nearby that have excellent funding, that have excellent facilities, and tends to be a top reason why people want to move here. All right, the number 5 pro is the proximity to major cities. Highway 15 runs from downtown Salt Lake City all the way down through Lehi and continues through Utah County. So you have very easy access to the freeway to get from Salt Lake City all the way down to Provo, which is another major metro area down to the south. All right, so now let's talk about the 5 cons of living in Lehi, Utah. Because there's been such rapid growth, con number 1 has to be the overall traffic. There's really one major freeway that takes you north and south, and that's Highway 15. So in the heat of traffic, especially when you're coming home from work, the off-ramps to take an exit can be incredibly difficult to get, especially east and west along Lehi. And it's just due to the fact that there's so many people moving here. They haven't quite built out the infrastructure yet that they need to handle that much traffic. Now, con number 2, we talked about the median house price of being $500,000. So you do have an increased cost of living. And again, that's because there's been so much rapid buildup of the Lehi area that the cost of living overall is starting to go up compared to other parts of Salt Lake City that might be a little bit cheaper to live in. Con number 3 is the overall lack of a nightlife. Now, I realize I say that about just about every part of Salt Lake City and the surrounding areas, but it's true. If you're looking for clubs or a big nightlife scene, Lehi is not really that place. So if you're looking for that type of extracurricular activities, we'll call it, Lehi is probably not where you want to live. Now, if you're not from Utah, you might not realize how strict the liquor laws can be here. Just to kind of give you an idea of what that looks like compared to some other states. If you want to buy any alcohol over 5% BAV, you're gonna have to go to an actual state store or liquor store to do that. So if you go to the grocery store, you'll find beer up to 5%, but anything above that, you have to go to a liquor store. Don't you dare try to buy any liquor on a Sunday. You won't be able to because all those state stores are closed, as well as holidays. And on the weekdays, they tend to close a little bit early. So again, the overall lack of nightlife, not really something Lehi is known for. All right, con number 4 is the temperature inversion that occurs during the winter, which can cause poor air quality. A lot of people notice in the winter time that the air quality tends to get poor, and that's simply because of the weather phenomenon of a temperature inversion, which can cause some poor air quality during the winter months. Some days tend to be worse than others. Today is actually not that bad. It's super clear. You can see the mountains for miles. But if you struggle with asthma, or if you're really concerned about air quality issues, that's a potential reason why Lehi and even the surrounding areas is just a con that you have to be aware of. Con number 5 has to be water scarcity, which sounds terrifying because you need water to live and you need water for cities to thrive. That's kind of a pretty common issue amongst all of Salt Lake City and surrounding areas, but water limitations prevents Lehi expanding more than it is right now, and it's really because of that limited water availability. We're technically in a desert, so water scarcity is always a concern, especially if you're thinking about living here long term. All right, let's talk about Parks and Recreation. Not the TV show, but Parks and Recreation here in Lehi. Now, because we're not really in a downtown metro area, there's a ton of land around Lehi, and they've really taken advantage of that by building a ton of parks. So right now we're at the Ivory Ridge Park. We're really close to the Traverse Mountain Shopping Center we just came from. And if you look around this park, you'll see a bunch of brand new houses. They've really done a phenomenal job building these residential neighborhoods around these parks. So if you have young kids or if you enjoy going to the park for some exercise, there's no shortage of parks in Lehi. Walkability is key for a lot of people, and Lehi definitely has that. Not only do you have all these biking and hiking trails, but these parks offer sometimes several miles worth of paved walkability. Now, because we're so close to all these residential neighborhoods, you can imagine living here and being able to just walk to the park with your kids without even having to get on a bike or in your car. The walkability aspect of the parks around Lehi is definitely a perk to live here. All right, so we're walking back to the car and I wanted to point this out. You can see behind me, all of those houses up there on the hill. You can kind of see that, man, they have developed as much as they possibly can, as high as they can before it starts getting too steep and they run out of land. And the reason why is because the valley is kind of built out, and so they're really pushing their limits all the way to the outskirts of Lehi, simply just to build enough inventory of houses for the number of people moving here. So I thought that was a great visual depiction to show kind of what these newer communities are looking like. So we're standing in front of Skyridge High School. I've heard some phenomenal things about this school. I know some clients whose kids go to school here, and I've heard nothing but good things, both education, facilities, faculty, recreational activities, sports. This is one of the top schools, not just in Lehi, but in the entire area. We give you some stats on what makes this school so awesome. We drove around a little bit, and man, do they have some phenomenal facilities. Skyridge High School is the larger of the two high schools in Lehi, the other one being Lehi High School. And if you're thinking about sending your kids here, I've heard nothing but good things about this school. So we kind of are driving down the freeway here and driving past the Silicon Slopes is what they call it. kind of a play off of the Silicon Valley in California. It's where all the major tech companies and all these major corporations are relocating their headquarters. And it's funny what you come across just doing research of different suburbs and markets for a YouTube channel. We just drove past the Young Living headquarters. I had no idea it was even here, and yet every female on the planet would probably have tears of joy knowing that they lived in Lehi right next to the Young Living headquarters. Kind of funny. All right, we're gonna go check out this place called Red Tacos here in Lehi. I've never been here before, but I've heard really good things. I'm a huge taco fan. There's lots of good taco places around Salt Lake City and the surrounding area, but I'm really excited to check this place out. All right, so we ordered combo number one, which was a couple street tacos, a couple of like stuffed tacos. I don't even know what the heck is in here, but it looks delicious. You got some beef and cheese, cilantro, lime, a little bit of red onion, and then you got this like special hot sauce that they make, which looks absolutely amazing. I am very excited to dive into this. I went with the mild salsa. They do have habanero, they do have spicy, but man, this is one of the best looking tacos I've ever seen. Super excited. We are now on the west side of Lehi. A reason why a lot of people like living in this area is not only do you have all these brand new homes, who doesn't love a brand new home, but you have really easy access to Redwood Road, which takes you from Lehi all the way north through Salt Lake, all the way to downtown. You also have really easy access to I-15, which is another main corridor that takes you from Utah County all the way through Salt Lake County. So because of the new construction opportunities, you got a lot more land out here that can be developed. You're seeing a ton of growth in the western part of Lehi. As of the time of this filming, we're in a high interest rate market. So a lot of these builders like Edge are offering pretty incredible incentives. And I gotta say, Edge has some of the best builder incentives I've seen around, which is why they sell a ton of inventory and why this area is growing like crazy. All right, so we're checking out some single family homes now with Edge. Talmadge, thanks for taking us out here.
Yeah, of course.
These are some pretty epic homes. So tell us a little bit about this one, and then we'll do a walkthrough tour of what it looks like on the inside.
Yeah, so this is our Lauren floor plan. This is 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms. Does have an unfinished basement. 3rd car garage. This is the Scandinavian style, so it's a bit darker.
Scandinavian style.
Scandinavian
okay.
style,
I
yeah.
like that.
So yeah, let's just go check it out.
I really like this. So you have this like front entrance room / office right off the front door. I'm experiencing this with you for the first time, so we'll see how this goes, but it looks like guest bathroom on the main level. I'm gonna guess that's the door to go down to the basement. Kind of similar layout to the townhome we just came from, where you have this like kitchen, living room, open concept, super tall ceilings. You got the stairs with the open railing there. This is awesome, but there's more on the back side of this house. So what's back here?
Yeah, definitely. So this particular floor plan has the laundry room downstairs, whereas we actually have another style of this that has it upstairs. So just depending on preference. This one, you know, most of our floor plans also have offices on the main floor, which a lot of people look for now, especially as everything's kind of going remote. But yeah, so you have your 4 bedrooms up top, master, and then that's the access to the garage, mudroom area. And so, yeah, should we go check out upstairs?
Yeah, let's do
Sweet.
it. Do you know how tall these ceilings are?
So those are 18-foot ceilings.
Wow.
18 to 20, depending on, you know, because you can actually increase the height by adding some extra height to the floors, but floor to ceiling. But yeah, so this is the master bedroom. Then you have the master bathroom.
Wow, they did a black tile.
Yeah, you don't see black tile too often. Yeah, they went with like I don't even know what that would be called, but I like the kind of the vertical style. Yeah, full-sized.
So one thing I'll point out, again, a couple features that you'll see in a lot of their products is the vaulted ceiling, especially in the master. Huge windows downstairs in the living room, the dual vanity in the master. You don't always see that with new builds. And these like massive walk-in closets that I think a lot of people appreciate with an Edge home. When you get a brand new house in a brand new community like this, I mean, you guys are still building homes, right?
Yeah, actually you can see just right across from here, the new development coming. So that's our phase 6. Large lots, a lot of them will have walkout basements.
That children's hospital that they're building down the road, huge perk. You talked about easy access to the freeways. We're also kind of not necessarily downtown, so you get kind of more of the mountain feel with nice views. This house has beautiful views of the mountains, so it makes sense why a lot of people are moving out here.
Yeah, pretty close to Traverse. Your elementary, middle school, and your high school are going to be like between 1 and 1.5 miles away. So everything is really close and accessible. That's what I really like about this community in particular.
Yeah, Lehi is growing like crazy, and this community is a huge reason why. So we're checking out Townhome with the one and only Talmadge from Edge Homes.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
All right, let's walk through this because you guys sell a ton of these townhomes. So what makes these products unique? We'll kind of walk through, explain why this area of Lehi is like exploding with popularity.
Yeah, so this is located right off 2100 North, so it's quick access to the freeway, but also these particular townhomes, you can do a 3 or 4 bedroom. And you also have a backyard, so you kind of have some ability to customize it a little bit. You can also buy a spec pallet or you can customize it yourself. So you kind of have some ability to choose there.
Nice.
So yeah, these sell like crazy, just over 2,300 square feet. One thing I really like, a lot of builders aren't doing basements. So with these, you can actually finish the basement, you know, get some extra square footage and kind of grow into the home more.
Sweet, let's check out this awesome open concept. And I think what you were alluding to is if you had a 4th bedroom, it would basically be right here, right?
Yeah, so 4th bedroom would cover the great room. You'd still get the 9-foot ceilings, which people like, but right now these are 18 feet. So yeah. Just covers it, gives you an extra bedroom up top. Great for investments, great if you have a lot of kids. There's the backyard right there. It's about 7 feet deep, so it's not enormous, but it's the width of the townhome. So you're looking at, 20 to 25 feet there.
I really like that, especially in these model homes, you can kind of see the layout of how someone would furnish this place. But yeah, the super tall ceilings and edges. I think you guys are well known for having like tons of natural light with all these windows in the main living room. So for a townhouse, like it doesn't feel like a townhouse. This feels like a single family home. And then just having the open concept with the kitchen. You guys do really nice islands, gas ranges, super nice lighting fixtures. And like you mentioned, you have either your stock ones that are quick move-ins or you can customize it. But you guys always tend to have a ton of different styles and choices for countertops, cabinets, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, hundreds of different options. I mean, people are usually overwhelmed by the amount of choices they get. So
we're simple-minded because
yeah.
we're dudes. So
yeah, I'd pick just whatever. Yeah,
white or black or brown is like all I need.
Right. But yeah, so you can do different types of railing, add a fireplace, things like that. And we actually didn't even turn on any of the lamps. There's some overhead lights, but not all of them are turned on. Most of this that you're getting is actually natural light. So
nice.
You can kind of get a feel for what the lighting situation is on one of these. Obviously, the interior styles are going to have a little bit less light, but you're still going to have the large windows in the main room and nice. A lot of space there.
Can we check out the bedrooms upstairs?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. I've always loved this concept where like you're walking up the stairs, but it overlooks the living room,
Oh yeah, gives it a more grand feel for sure.
So what's the usual reaction when people see the size of these masters with the vaulted ceilings?
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely fit a king bed in here. People are usually pretty excited about that. I think when people think townhome, they think smaller, when in reality, the way that this is laid out, it actually maximizes the space really well. Gives you a lot of creature comforts that maybe you're not used to with a townhome. So yeah, come on through the bathroom.
My clients are always usually super excited whenever they see new construction that has like this much of a master bathroom. Y'all don't have a tub in here, but you do have this really big shower, walk-in closet, and then the toilet room behind you.
Yeah, and you can opt in for a tub if you want to, but one thing I really like is dual sinks, especially if you're married. Super awesome.
Amen.
And then shower.
Yeah. He's not married.
Yeah, full-size closet, gives you some space. So really it's just one person's gonna use the whole thing and the other person has to
So pretty common for new construction, basements come unfinished, but still a ton of room down there. Let's go check that out just to give people an idea of like how much open space that you could finish if you wanted to in the basement.
Yeah, let's go check it out. Okay. So guest bedrooms right here. I mean, we have them set up for like cribs and kids bedrooms, but these could really be used. I mean, Some people rent these out per room, so sometimes it's adults living in these, but oftentimes, you know, we see with Lehi specifically, we're getting a lot of young families, so.
Makes sense. So 2 guest rooms, and then you got the guest bathroom over here. It's nice that it's kind of down the hallway from the master, so you do get a little bit of privacy. A lot of people prefer that. And then laundry closet, sweet.
Again, if you go 4th bedroom, it's right here. So I don't know, they kind of orient it a little differently, and you can walk in right through there. It's awesome. It's a good sized bedroom too.
Yeah, and these end units, you're always gonna have like extra windows too, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. It's like a little coat closet as you walk in. Now, one thing that's nice, Edge actually will finish the basement for you. So you do have that option when you're building. Usually we don't finish it on specs, but it does add an extra bedroom, bathroom, if you want to go that route, or you can do just a large living room. So
it looks like you've got plumbing already for a guest bathroom down here. It's kind of what this little space would be. And then you're already framed out if you wanted to add like a 4th or a 5th bedroom if you had a 4th one upstairs. So insulation, electrical framing is kind of already done, hard plumbing for a bathroom. So really, if people wanted to finish this, you're looking at drywall, lighting fixtures, maybe flooring, and that's about it.
Yeah, it's not a ton of work left to do. I mean, really you're just insulating, drywall like you mentioned, electrical. Might have to maneuver the HVAC a little bit, but overall it's not too bad. Bathroom's almost ready to go, just have to move some lines.
I'm gonna quiz you a little bit. What's the square footage down here?
That's a good question.
Give me a ballpark.
It's roughly about 650 to 700 square feet. Okay. Upstairs is gonna put you close to about 1650, 1675.
Okay, so like 2,300 square feet total, including the basement. So really good size for a townhome.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I see a lot of single families at 2,300 square feet, so it really is a very large space, especially when it's fully finished.
Hopefully this video was helpful, learning more about Lehi. If you are thinking about moving to the Salt Lake City or surrounding area, make sure to reach out to us, give us a call. Our contact information is in the description below. You can call, text, or email us. We even have a Zoom link set up if you prefer that face-to-face interaction. We love to help you, and of course, check out these other videos. We've basically documented everything you would need to know about living in Salt Lake City and the surrounding areas.